Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and on the left side I have a 6x8 pocket page. On the right side I'm going to have a little something different. I'm going to take this brochure and I'm adding some photos to the inside of it because really this is all I want. This is where I was, so I want that to remain fully readable. But I don't need what's over here, so I'm going to cover this up. I'm going to put a photo in it, and then the rest of this info will still be viewable as well. Put a photo in here, and then I have a photo for the back. So that's a lot to do in one, technically one layout. It's a lot, but I think because what's going to go in here are really going to be solid backgrounds, that will help. Maybe a little embellishing will happen, but mostly solid backgrounds. And then, because this is a flip album, I have to be careful with how I figure out how to insert it, because these pages aren't like other pages. They have to have the special gutter that's over here, so they have to stick out and have a little extra room there. I'm going to try using one of these Citrus Twist adhesive add-on things here, where you just peel off the adhesive, you put it to the back of this, and then the holes are already made for you, so really it'll sit like that. So I'm hoping that if I do that, it will turn correctly. Cross your fingers. Never tried that in an album like this, but I like that idea better than using tabs if I can. And I have another layout coming up too where I might have to do this same trick. So if it works, I'm hopeful that then I have found a new way to make special things work in a flip book album. Because of the special insert that I need to do, I have actually taken the album apart. It'll just be easier to work on that way. And I'm actually going to start on the back first with adding that other photo, because I'm gonna have to layer this. I need this to be on the back. I need this to be layered underneath here so that you don't see it except for the holes sticking out. So it's going to take some work. So I'm going to do that first, because if I find out quickly that it's not going to work, I'm going to have to come up with another plan. I have these two 6x12 pieces of paper left, and I actually used the other half of this on a previous layout for this album, and this is what is left. And then I just had this as a leftover from a different album. And I tried to use it on a previous layout and I just didn't like the way it looked, and so I still have it left. I kind of dig it that I might be able to use it here. Now, would it be very busy? Yes, absolutely. And that's a lot of red happening there, but I love that it's mosaic. It makes me think of the stained glass here. So I have that option. But then this, check these out. That's much more subtle. This goes more with the backgrounds here with the gray stone. So I'm not sure. I like them both. So I really need to figure that out. And actually I just thought of something. Maybe I need to look at what's going to be on the other side of this brochure to figure out what's it going to look like when it's done. Well, when I went in and looked at the photo that's going to be on the other side, there's no way I can use this. It would just be so overpowering. So I'm sad that once again, I won't be able to use this, but this will work quite nicely. So I am going to cut this down to the size of the back of the brochure, and I'll go from there. All right, I've cut down the paper and I've attached the photo. I did have to trim that down as well. And when I just tucked this under, held it, and put it up here, it does only cover this part. It does not give me the gutter, so that's not going to work. It'll be a super tight turn, and it'll make the album really hard, like to lay flat and turn correctly. So I can't do that. So I am going to end up using tabs, but I have these. I had some cream colored ones that I've used in other albums, and then I have a package of white ones, and I think especially in this album with the colors I have, that white will be more appropriate, so I am going to have to use those to make it able to turn. Alright, there it is with the tabs attached, so that when it flips you will see those a little bit, but I spaced them out quite a ways so that when they are in the album this will actually turn better. And I've already up to the sizes of these. I think I might have to do it a little more because that hole is a little tight there on the prong, but we'll see what happens once I have it all put together. It's a little sticky even trying to get it on and off there. There we go. But anyway, that part is done. I did leave myself enough room where I could embellish with something here, or just do washi, or I'm not sure, but I wanted to have room for something should I want it. So now I can move on to doing the inside photos and see what can I make of those. For the photos on the inside, I think I'm pretty much going to have to stay with a brown or gray background just to make sure that it stays neutral. Here I might be able to get away with a blue if I can find it because of this blue in the floor, but whatever I find, it has to be a subtle match because this is so busy. Like, there's so much happening in these photos that I don't want it to be overwhelming. So I have for now grabbed out my brown scraps and my gray and silver scraps, and I'm just gonna hope that I can find something. In my stash of brown, I found just a piece of craft paper on one side. This is what's on the other side, but it was just plain craft color on this side, which is perfect. I do need a matte there because that blends a little too much, so I will get that done, but then that was actually a pretty easy one to find. All right, I have matted that on white, and I want to leave some extra space just like I did on the back so that I can embellish, and I've pulled out a bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to look through there and see what can I do down here and maybe even in this empty space that will enhance this. In my stash of circle stuff, I found these gold labels. These are from Studio Calico, so I have those labels where I could stamp on it or just leave them blank and use them to layer. And then I found these, and I remember these are from a Vicky Boutin piece of vellum, I believe, that had all these different circle patterns on it. And so I'm going to look through there and see if I can make any of those work, because look at the foil that's on them. It's pretty perfect. So I want to see what can I use of these, because I don't think I've used any of them so far. I think this is how I'm going to design this one with all of those circles. I tried to pick the ones that all had the deep kind of burgundy, almost dark purple in them so that they would match. So all of those will be on there. I still don't know if I'm going to use anything here or not, if I'm going to do one of these circles to match or do something else. All right, there we go. That one's all adhered and ready to go. So now inside the brochure, all I have left is this one. In my stash of gray papers, I found this one, and it's already cut, but it's slightly smaller than what's here. So it's not perfect, but I'm going to use it. I don't mind the white border, and rather than try to dig for something else, I'm just going to use that. And then I have this cut down too, so I can just put that right on top. I have adhered the photo on here, and I left just enough room at the bottom because I think I want to put on some of this washi. Since I didn't have any blue paper really that would work, I figure I can add this, and hopefully that will brighten it up a little bit, bring out some of the blue. I added the washi, and I even put in a little staple down there. It might be hard to see, but it's there. And I was trying to figure out what to have up here, and then when I looked in my stash of stuff, I had these chipboards. I love this one, and it even says love this, and it matches the color that's in the floor. So I think I'm going to take that and probably put it a little off center, overlapping the photo in the upper right hand corner. I added the chipboard, but since I've kind of got this big space here that's blank, I think I'm going to do some splattering up there, and I have a color that will match the floor, I think. Looks like that once it goes on. It is called Light Rosewood, and I think that'll give it just enough of a little sparkle to help fill in that empty spot. All right, you can see it with the splattering done there. I actually decided to do a little bit at the bottom as well, just so it didn't look so blank, but now that one is done too. Since I have the inside done, I have decided to go back to the back cover here and add in some things. I found just this random circle that has yellowy gold on it. If it's supposed to say something, I don't know what it is. Can't read that, but it doesn't matter. It just has a nice splattered background, which is great. I can tuck it underneath there. And then I think I'm going to use this chipboard that just says this story because it'll be right above this. So I will tuck them probably something like that. that, so it just brings in some nice color, and then that's probably it. I did find this one too that I like for over here, but this has taken so long to put together. I'm not going to do this one right now, so I'll just finish this one and call it done. Alright, there you have it. There's the back finish. So when it's in the album, it'll sit like this. You can open it up. You'll read the story of St. Mary's, which is where I was. You get to see that beautiful photo of the floor. And then moving on to see the lovely organ there with all the fun circles. And then you flip over to get the story on the Jessie window, and it can go in the book. So here's another one finished for Shrewsbury. Thanks for watching.